Hey everyone, and welcome back to another spin-off segment of the Why We Disney podcast. I'm here, your co-host Kara. I'm joined by Kaycee.
Hi.
Sydney.
Hey guys.
And a very special guest, Nicole Flynn.
Hello.
We are so excited to have you on the podcast. Nicole, can you let people know where they can find you on the gram?
Yes, my Instagram handle is bippity boppity basic.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So you are a part of our little spin-off segment where we get to talk with Disney brides and grooms about their love and all their experiences. So we just have a couple of questions for you, and I'm going to throw this over to Kaycee.
Yes. So it is Love Month. It's like the month that everybody recognizes love. So I want to know, just first, really quick, how long have you been married?
It was 3 years in September, so a little over 3 years.
So you're still like a new bride. Okay. I love that. So you had a Disney wedding. I want you to kind of, if you can, just recap that day for us. Tell me like where you got married, what your day was like. I want to hear a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did a wedding pavilion ceremony. And I was also dead set on an Epcot reception. So when you do a reception in the parks, it's either super early in the morning or late. So our ceremony wasn't until 7:30 p.m. And then our reception didn't start until like 9:30. But the great part was we got to have a cocktail hour in Italy during illuminations. So that was like, pretty special.
Yes, so special.
Yes. And then the reception was in the American Adventure Rotunda in America. So we just walked over from Italy to America. So we had a nice day because I didn't have to get up super early. Having a nice late wedding.
Wow. So which pavilion was it at then? I'm trying to.
So it was in America. The reception was in America. And the cocktail hour was in Italy. So we were had where they have the bridge in Italy, they put tables out up on the front against the bridge for cocktail hour. And then we took photos there during illuminations. And then like the whole party just walked over to America, which is pretty cool. Like we had like our own security and everything.
That's so cool. Feeling. That very VIP for sure. So how, was there like a ton of people at your wedding, or did you have just like a basic small knit? How many
so
people?
we had about a little over 100 people at our wedding. Everyone knew I was going to get married in Disney. Like this was not a surprise. So like I had been prepping people for years that whenever it happened, this is what was happening.
That is hilarious.
And was your husband like a huge Disney fan? Like, was he on board at having his wedding at Walt Disney World?
So he's like not a Disney fan at all, but I'm not joking you. When we met, and we started dating, I was like, listen, there's a couple of things in my life that are like non-negotiable, and I'm having a Disney wedding. Like I literally planned my career so that I could afford a Disney wedding. It was something I was so determined to do. So I was like, if that's going to be a problem, just let me know now. And he was like, okay, that's fine. I think he really didn't understand what he was getting into, but he went through with it. So.
That is so funny. So it was like a deal breaker for you.
Yes, it honestly was like I said, I had just been telling everyone like I was doing this no matter what, is like one of my life goals.
So I really am interested to know if like Mickey and Minnie were incorporated throughout your day in your wedding.
So we didn't do any character per se, but I did have like a subtle, I don't want to say like a tangled theme because I didn't have anything like specifically tangled, but I did have like my cake topper said best day ever. And I had like little tiny like Disney touches, but I tried to keep most of the wedding, honestly, like wedding focused, I guess, since it was at Disney. So we did like our favors. We had like Mickey shaped bottle openers and like we had like some little stuff like that. And all my bridesmaids did have mini ears. So they did a dress change. because their dresses were like pretty tight. So they did a dress change to dance in, and then they all had matching mini ears that they wore. So we did some stuff like that, but theming wise, we kept it pretty classic wedding-ish.
Wedding. For sure.
So when you're doing this Disney wedding prep, obviously your ceremony was at the wedding pavilion. So did you know, like, I for sure want to have my reception in the American pavilion, or how does that whole process work?
Yeah, so Disney weddings is like extremely structured, and it's probably not like any other wedding planning situation. So they have essentially you get assigned a planner when you commit to having your wedding there, and then you can do that. You have the option of doing a site visit, and then you also have a planning session. So if you come out to Disney for a site visit, they give you a whole list of here's all of the venues that we offer, and here's the amount of people you can have for that wedding, your minimum, your maximum, and then the costing for them. And you can tour multiple. I pretty much already knew what I wanted because I've done some prior research. But if you don't know what you want, they will tour you through whatever venues. I still did a site visit anyway because I just wanted an excuse to go to Disney and do wedding-ish things. So they toured us through the wedding pavilion and the America, and kind of walked us through where we would go and everything. So that was really nice.
That's so fun. Did you do that with your husband, the tour, or no?
So the site visit I did not do with him, but the planning session I forced him to attend that. So site visit was just my mom and my maid of honor.
I want to know like what your favorite thing was about that day, like your favorite part or your favorite thing. What was that?
I probably have so many favorite things, obviously, but the one memory that sticks out to me so much, and it was kind of just like, this is why we did a Disney wedding. And it probably sounds silly, but at the time, we had our photos taken. I was also adamant that I was not into the first look. That's just like not my thing. I wanted to do photos afterwards. And my wedding planner was like, just so you know, this is going to be like aggressive. Like it's going to be like, boom, 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 get the shots. And then we have to get you over to Epcot so you don't miss illuminations. I was like, we got this. It's fine. So after we did all of those photos, and like we were like sweating, it was just like an intense experience. They had a car for us, like a limo, just for my husband and I, and we got to ride in the limo together. And I had requested a like signature champagne at the wedding, and they had 2 glasses of the champagne and gave it to us in the limo. And it was like our first time, just the 2 of us by ourselves, like deep cleansing breath on our way to like actually go to the party. And it was so special that they did that. I don't know. It made me so happy. I was like, this is how I want to be taken care of.
Yes. Heck yes. Oh my word. That's magical.
Yes.
So that really was like your favorite. That's amazing. And so that was your favorite part. So I have another question, and this is like, don't think this is like intense or anything, but if you were to talk to a bride who wants to get married at Disney, but is super skeptical and has a lot of questions and doesn't really know, like what is one like just amazing piece of advice that you could say to that bride?
So I think the biggest thing with Disney is that Disney can legitimately do whatever you want. I know they always say that, but it's 100% true. And it's really about knowing what you want. Like I'm a very decisive person, so it was pretty easy for me. But the way that they present you with the options are kind of like, what do you want? So my recommendation to anyone is like, if you really know what you want, like Disney is going to deliver it. And they're going to deliver it like with the best quality that you could ever imagine. I wanted a Disney wedding for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons was that I knew I wasn't going to have to worry about anything. Like I was not stressed, like compared to a lot of other brides. I just knew they had it taken care of. And that's the best feeling. I could truly enjoy it.
Wow.
Do you plan on having any vow renewals at Disney?
Oh gosh, I hope so. I literally have been planting that seed since since we got married, but I wanted to do 5 years, but I feel like that's probably too soon. So I'm like, have my sights set on 10 years, but I would do something smaller. My husband I got him hooked on Disney cruises. At least he's not a parks fan, but he does love the cruises. That's what we did for our honeymoon. So I'm like, oh, we could do a vow renewal on a cruise.
Heck yes. Oh my God. And those are so nice too. Like, wow.
Yes.
I've never been on Disney cruises, but they look amazing.
Oh my gosh. They're highly, highly, highly recommend.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Like, we really appreciate all your answers and talking about your wedding. And it seemed like a magical day.
It truly was. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, it sounds very luxurious. And I know Kaycee kind of asked this already, but just before we go, I did want to ask you, like, what was your favorite Disney detail of that day? Like something that wouldn't be obvious about a Disney wedding that you noticed that you were like, oh my gosh, a super Disney fan would know how special it is.
I think there's like a couple of things that come to mind, but this is maybe like a little bit dorky, but having the park like to yourself and being the last people, like my reception ended at 2 a.m. So being the last people walking out of Epcot with all of these people just like with your own security. I mean, there was cast members with like, you know, like the things that you direct planes with, like pointing us to our transportation and stuff. And it was just like, I love that kind of stuff. Like I love any excuse to like be in a park when no one's in there. So you can't get that anywhere else, having the whole park to yourself.
That sounds so special. And it sounds like you had a very luxurious day. So I'm really glad that you had that experience. And we're so happy to hear about it here. Thank you so much for sharing your story. But I think that concludes this segment. So if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to continue to support this podcast. We love you guys. Thank you again, Nicole. And if everyone wants to say bye before we sign off.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much. It was great.
You're amazing, Nicole. Thank you.